Investigate, research companies and people. Check companies out. You might want to research a company before you do business with them, work for them or invest in them for a variety of reasons. You may be looking for a job or you may be a prospective investor. Find the company website if it has one. Type its name into a search engine. Research its competitors for additional information. If the company is private, meaning that is not divided into shares, it will be harder to find information on it because it doesn't have to put out quarterly reports like publicly traded companies do, but there are plenty of business information firms that compile this information like businessweek.com, dnb.com/us, dnbmdd.com/mddi, $1 Million Database, forbes.com/businessdeck, Forbes 500 largest private companies, thomasregister.com. Go to the library and look through such directories as Thomas Register, thomasregister.com, thomasregional.com, 888 regional. Moody's, moodys.com. Standard & Poor's, standardpoor.com. Ask if they have a computer database of businesses which you can look up quite easily by punching in the company name. Books about corporations can be found in the number 331, number 338, hashtag 650-659, HF 3223-5071 or HG 4057 section. Books about manufacturing are at hashtag 670-690 at the library. If the company is a publicly traded company operating on the stock exchange, you could just simply contact them saying that you're a potential investor and would like their quarterly and annual reports. Go to sec.gov. Other than that, you can either buy their corporate filings required from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, 450 5th Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. 205492022727450, sec.gov or private companies who offer SEC corporate filing reports for a fee. There are many free such websites on the internet. Many periodicals, like the Value Line Investment Survey, valueline.com, write reports about corporations. The investment brokerage houses also write reports about corporations. Every state has a bank and insurance commissioner where you can check on companies in those businesses. Then there are Department of Commerce, doc.gov, Department of Labor, dol.gov, Chamber of Commerce, uschamber.com, Local Government, Industrial Development Boards, the Consumer Protection Agency, Local Media, Competitors, Trade Organizations, Labor Unions, Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. You can check with the state and local Chamber of Commerce, the Attorney General, local courts, local newspapers, particularly the business editor. One phone call or well-placed letter could save you a lot of grief in dealing with a company to examine their track record. Another idea is to contact trade associations that the company could be affiliated with and ask them for information about the company. Check a competitor's website. Compete.com, Quantcast.com, Alexa.com. Current and past employees of target companies. You can use internet searches and other means to come up with the names and contact info for current and past employees of the companies you want to work for. Then you have to have the guts to either email them or cold call them and either tell them the truth or tell them that you're a journalist doing a story on the company and would they mind if you ask them a few questions off the record. If you're telling the truth, tell them I got your name from company website, company newsletter, etc. I'm interested in applying for a position in Department X. Could I ask you a few quick questions about working at the company? There will be a pause, then they might answer yes or no. If they answer yes, have your questions ready about JJ. Big shot, the target hiring boss or boss you would be working for. You could offer to take the person out to dinner so you can ask him a few questions. Tell him, how about I take you out for lunch/supper wherever you want and ask you a couple questions. When headhunters and competitive intelligence consultants, spies, are looking for information on target companies, they often go to current employees using any pretense they can to get information. A common one is that they pretend they're doing market research or taking a census and ask questions over the phone to the unsuspecting employee. Some will actually gossip about the company to a total stranger. If you have the guts to cold call a prospective boss or hiring manager, tell them you can be an asset to their company. All you're asking for is a 5-minute interview. Build a local company list of employers. Notes from jobstars.com/how-to-build-a-target-employer-list. Local telephone books and yellow pages don't exist much anymore, but many cities have local business directories either on a local website or on a local chamber of commerce website. That's where to find a list of companies or organizations in your field. Some of the map websites list local businesses by field. Visit local business directory or search engine websites of the city you live in. Look for an online business directory for your city that lists businesses by field. Drive around town or look at maps to make a list of local companies. Do some investment research for your area. See what companies are expanding, setting up shop, opening new offices, etc. Look in the business section of local newspapers and business magazines. Big cities have a city business magazine. Go to the local library and use resources like Reference USA and industry directories. Use MS Excel spreadsheet or a job search organizer, free online software, to track who you applied to. Before you start, get your resume and LinkedIn profile on point. jobstars.com/top-employers-job-seekers. pewsocialtrends.org. google.com/maps. linkedin.com/directory/companies. cityhpill.com/business_directory/index.php. resource.referenceusa.com. How to research companies. You can locate information about companies through company websites, company social media websites, research online, for fee databases, free databases, government job centers that have computers with databases, libraries from books, periodicals, and computer databases. People at LinkedIn or other places that work for the company, you contact them and ask if you can ask them questions as a guy looking for a job. Go on company websites. Go to sec.gov for public companies. Try hoovers.com, yahoo.com, vault.com, and wetfeet.com for some free company information. Try your local library for free databases and big books like the Thomas Register. Ask the company for a publicity kit, for school for your report, or investor kit. Try stock websites like fool.com, etrade.com, ameritrade.com, etc. Look up company news and ads. Look through business publications like businessweek.com, wsj.com, and barons.com. Get company annual reports from the company or sec.gov. Most people think they just have to read what's on a company's own website and that's enough, but it really isn't if the issue is important to you. Go to hoovers.com, type in a company name, then hit the capsule tab for a list of its competitors. You can learn a lot about the field and the company from its competitors. Next, do internet searches using the following qualifiers: company name, news; company name, press release; company name, articles; company name, blogs; company name, company newsletter; company name, public relations; company name, lawsuits; company name, social. You can also do a reverse search. Start with the name of the field or industry followed by the company name, like plastic cups, company name; nuclear technology, company name. Another way is to start with websites dedicated to the field, and within those websites, see what you can dig up on the company, like fruit farming industry, woodworking industry. careeronestop.org/job search/plan/research-employers.aspx, know the employers so you can find them and play up to them. Find possible employers. Research them to fit the managers you can email. Copy their culture so you look and act like them during an interview. Regional or state publications. Chamber of Commerce directories. Manufacturers directories by state. National publications. National trade and professional associations. Standard & Poor's Register of Corporations, Directors, and Executives. The Macmillan Directory of Leading Private Companies. Ward's Business Directory of Major U.S. Private Companies. College and University Placement or Career Services Offices. Current newspapers, trade journals, and business magazines. What's it really like to work for this employer? Look for employee reviews or blogs. If the company is on the stock market, see what the analyst says about it. Learn how to research companies' websites. quintcarriers.com/researching.companies.html. learnwebskills.com/company, researching.com. quintcarriers.com/researching_companies.html. llrx.com/features/company.htm, locating company information on the internet. Research private companies. Private companies do not have to file annual reports like publicly traded companies do. Find information mostly through reports created by journalists and others in the business media field. ccr.gov, Central Contractor Registration, database of information on government contractors. smallbusiness.dnb.com, DNB Small Business Solutions Company Reports. npd.com. expansionmanagement.com. answers.com/library/encyclopedia +of +company +histories, encyclopedia of company histories. company/industry research. Some of the major books that contain listings of corporations are at #650-59 at your library. The 29-volume Thomas Register, thomasregister.com, thomasregional.com, located in every library worth its salt, is probably your best bet to find what you're looking for. If you want to write to any corporation for whatever reason, either with a request for product info, a complaint, or to look for a job, simply address your letter to either the Public Information Office, Consumer Assistance Office, or the Personnel Department. For websites of corporations, try typing name.com like toyota.com, look it up in a search engine, go to business websites, or simply go to the library and either look through a directory and through the business magazines. Fortune magazine often has an issue with the 500 best companies or something like that. Most stock websites have the addresses of corporations. If you're interested in books that detail the rise and fall of individual corporations, go to number 338, number 381 to number 384 at the library. The major ways to do business research are as follows. Look through trade journals. Go to trade organizations, see what they have to offer. Public filings by public companies, sec.gov. Analysts on the business/money TV networks. Go to online business information database vendors. Read general business media. Check out competitive companies. See what insurance rating companies say about the company/business field you're interested in. See what government websites say. Do press release searches at news websites. Find experts, employees, and insiders in your particular field of interest to talk to. This could be as innocuous as a few email questions or questions on a news group. In order to find a website for a company or any entity, use either of these websites, type the company name in and it'll search for the website. allwhois.com. geektools.com, who is Icon. Some fee-based business databases are available for free through some library databases. You either show up in person at the library where they have these databases on their computers there, or you could access them by going to the library's website then clicking onto its business database section. corpwatch.org. oneworld.org/cw. Corporate Watch websites. News alerts to do research. Go to news alert websites that send you news articles that have articles with the keywords in them that you specified. If you want to do research on any company, simply make the company names you're interested in your keyword search items. They could be the names of people, product names, or company names. customscoop.com, cyberalert.com, dialogue.com, eurekalert.org, ewatch.com, factiva.com, google.com/newsalerts, nuo.com/news, newsalert.com, newsbank.com, tracerlock.com, troubled companies/troubled corporations, bankrupt.com, info about troubled companies. Check to see if you're dealing with legitimate businesses. bbbonline.org, trustee.com, verysignsecured.com, company reviews by employees/company review websites, jobvent.com, employee reviews of thousands of companies, careerbliss.com/reviews, glassdoor.com/reviews, angieslist.com, bbb.org, complaintsboard.com, consumeraffairs.com, consumer-rated.com, company employer research websites at jobstars.com/employer-research-sites, jobstars.com/how-build-a-target-employer-list, careerbliss.com, comparably.com, craft.co, glassdoor.com, jobcase.com, linkedin.com/directory/companies, vault.com/company-ratings-research, a company research article and websites at career.fsu.edu/resources/career-guides, Vault Career Intelligence, vault.com, A to Z databases, A2ZDatabases.com, galegroup.com, goingglobal.com, glassdoor.com, GuideStar Nonprofit Reports, guideastar.org, Best Companies to Work For in New York, bestcompaniesnewyork.com, Best Companies to Work For, fortune.com/best-companies, Fortune 500 companies, fortune.com, find people's names at companies and organizations. Let's say you want a radio broadcasting job in Maine. Try the following in a search engine. Radio broadcasting, Maine, list of. Radio broadcasting, Maine, directory. Radio broadcasting, Maine, list or directory. With the directories you get, identify some companies and start looking for the names of human resources and other managers that you can send your resume to. Call the company directly and ask who is the manager in the XYZ department. If the secretary is guarded, call back at lunch and ask again or call a different number to the same company. Go to the company's website and see if it has a list of their managers. Most do with their pictures. Never underestimate human vanity, the desire to be seen and recognized as special. In a company's website, type the following terms into their search engine. Senior executives, vice president, senior managers, manager, XYZ department, executives, managers. Once you get some names, do an internet search of these names as follows. John Jones, XYZ industry. You might get a news article or a press release. When you write your cover letter, tell John that you read about him in a certain article and figured he was a great man that you'd like to work for and learn from. If you want a backdoor way to look for people, go to any professional networking site, type in the company name and you'll probably get a few members who work for that company. If you have a name, try typing it into the professional networking websites like LinkedIn.com or Salesforce.com. You can also search by keyword, industry, and job title. SOAR-WBI.de, World Biographical Index. Publicfigure.com, the most famous people in the world. Who2.com, covers everybody. Zoominfo.com, contains summaries of people on the net. Allbusiness.com. Business.com. Businessweek.com, type names into its search engine. CEOexpress.com. People.edgar-online.com. SBOC.com. Competitive Intelligence Guide. Businesses spy on other businesses to learn what the competition is doing. Beyond spying on other businesses to see what the competition is up to, think of due diligence before you buy a business or doing a background check on someone you plan to do business with or hire. You'd be a fool not to. It's as easy as hiring a local private investigator to research a certain company or individual. There are specialty competitive intelligence companies around. On the internet, if you're interested in company A, simply go to news websites and put news alerts in, which means that if a news article comes out about company A, they send it to you in an email. Competitive intelligence/CI is common. Most large companies do it even if they don't admit to it. It's as simple as getting an RSS feed every time your competitors are mentioned in the world press. Companies gather information on competitors, customers, and their field. It's not like spying in the covert sense. It's gathering what's out there to see what's going on in their field. Imagine writing an essay on your competitors or on your field. That's all CI is. You're checking others out who are relevant in your field from existing knowledge that is in the public realm. A large company might hire a private investigator to see what he or she can find out about a competitor. It's not illegal. It's just gathering knowledge, a part of normal business operations. There are some illegal things. Don't buy trade secrets from a disgruntled ex-employee of a competitor. Don't steal patents or copyrights. If you get one of your employees to get a job at a competitor's company, then report his observations. That is not illegal unless there is some clause of secrecy in the employee contract. If you're a big company, expect others to be spying on your methods. It's as easy as reading your annual stock report, a public document. CI helps companies perform better. If everybody does it, then everybody benefits from each other. With the internet having loads of knowledge on it, competitive intelligence is as easy as doing internet searches on your competitors. Competitive intelligence websites. Globalintelligence.com. JobSearchIntelligence.com. CompaniesLeUTH.com. Competitive-intelligence.com. CompetitiveIntelligence.org. CompetitiveIntelligenceResources.blogspot.com. Find email addresses. If you've ever emailed the person, look back through your files for the email address. Use the search feature of your email service. Look in social networks like Facebook.com, Twitter.com, and MySpace.com. Click the info button on their profile. Try typing the person's name in search engines like ixquick.com. Find business email addresses. It's very difficult to type in any company name and get their email addresses back. Companies are wary about doing this. I guess they think they will be swamped with email. There are currently no online executive or corporate/company email directories out there as far as I know. There are some for-profit companies around that take your request for specific emails and charge a fee for finding the email addresses through their secret databases. My general advice is to visit company websites and poke around, but even there, I've found that a lot of companies are wary about posting their email addresses. I have used terms like webmaster, mail, support, admin, and others before the @ symbol in my attempt to email companies. You just see if it goes through and you get no errors back like no such address. If you know the name of the person, try combinations of specific names to see which ones work. First name dot last name at. First name underscore last name at. Last, family, name at. First name plus last initial at. First initial plus last name at. Last name plus first initial at. Try free email directories, many of which wasted my time, and try the for-fee ones. If you want a backdoor way to look for people, go to any professional networking site, Type in the company name and you'll probably get a few members who work for that company. A way to look for someone's email address is to search for their name on the web through a search engine. Ask for it. Zoominfo.com, database of employees by company. Company research websites. Learnwebskills.com/company, how to research companies. Bizjournals.com/gen, search companies. Businesswire.com. Careerjournal.com. Competia.com/express. Dialogue.com. DNB.com, background reports. Forbes.com. Freedgar.com. IndustryLink.com. AnnualReportService.com. CorporateInformation.com. TheCorporateLibrary.com. Hoovers.com. LexisNSeyes.com. ThomasRegister.com. People websites. Peoplespot.com, Peoplespot.com, find friends, research family, and more. Whitepages.com, Whitepages.com, look up by name or phone number. Anywho.com, Anywho.com, a tons people finding site. Infospace.com/info.x site/readrs_all.htm ?PG targ =PPLI, excite people finder, find phone numbers and addresses. Whowhere.lycos.com, Lycos Whowhere, people finders grouped by type. AmericanDemographics.com, American Demographics. EW.com/EU, Entertainment Weekly. Public record websites. Publiclibraries.com/records, publiclibraries.com, click on a state or start a personalized search. brbpub.com/free-public-records, free public records, nearly 400 sources of government public records. Backgroundcheckgateway.com/public-records.html, Background Check Gateway, helpful tutorials on accessing public records. Publicrecordsinfo.com, public records, find people by searching free public records databases. freeparef.com, freeparef.com, free public records US and worldwide. Recordsproject.com/public, the Records Project, search public records in all 50 states. Publicrecords.searchsystems.net, search systems, links to thousands of free record databases. Freebackgroundchecksusa.com, free background checks USA, how to run a background check in each state. Onlinesearches.com, onlinesearches.com, links to free sources by category, zip, or state. Courtreference.com, courtreference.com, online court records and contact info for trial courts in every state and county. White Pages websites. Switchboard.com, switchboard, fast email, address, and phone finder. Whitepages.com, whitepages.com, look up by name or phone number. Whowhere.com, Whowhere, find phone number, email addresses. Find.person.superpages.com, superpages.com, search for friends and get a map to their home. Infospace.com/info/reverse.htm, reverse lookup, look up folks by phone or address. Areadecoder.com, area decoder, find area code or city tied to an area code. TheUltimates.com/white, ultimate white pages, search 6 white pages from the same site. peoplesearch.net/peoplesearch/peoplesearch_deluxe.html, people search, scans 20 directories simultaneously. Worldpages.com, worldpages.com, search for a business or person in the US. People.yahoo.com, Yahoo. People search, search for phone numbers and addresses. Anywho.com/wp.html, Anywho, telephone number search. Infospace.com/home/white-pages, Infospace, search for people in the US, UK, and Canada. Telldir.com, Telldir, telephone directories on the web. Yellow Pages websites. infospace.com/info/index_ylw.htm ? Infospace and category. Superpages.com, superpages.com, Verizon's online yellow pages. Smartpages.com, smartpages.com, SBC Interactive's online yellow pages. yp.yahoo.com, Yahoo. Yellow pages, keyword search or use directory. Anywho.com, anywho.com, Aton's yellow and white pages. Anywho.com/tf.html, Anywho toll-free, Aton's toll-free directory. Theultimates.com/yellow, theultimates.com, search multiple 170. Infospace.com/info/reverse.htm, reverse lookup, look up a business by phone or address. Switchboard.com, switchboard.com, a fast business finder. Address, phone. Peoplespot.com/directories, peoplespot.com directories. Email websites. Worldemail.com, world email directory, access to 18 million email addresses. Infospace.com/info.go555/email1.htm, 555-1212.com, worldwide email directory. Peoplesearch.net, peoplesearch.net, search for common engines at once. Mesa.rrzn.uni-hanover.de, Mesa, nice way to search 8 engines. Anywho.com, Anywho, at NT's email, address and phone directory. rwquestdex.com/cgi/search.fcg, questdex.com, find phone numbers and email addresses. Peoplesearch.lycos.com/ query equals, Lycos people search, search by person's name or domain. myfreeemailsearch.com, myfreeemailsearch.com, email address search and reverse lookup.